you'll stop to go home though.
Every 15 minutes. I'm looking to get the organization to understand that shower. And some of these talking to me, you know, like, swear at me.
You look like pretty good troublemakers, might be worth it. How you doing?
Welcome to the September 2nd council meeting. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Please remove your hats if you have one.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, call a roll.
Salvi,
Here.
Fluharty,
Here.
Smith,
Here.
Asbury,
Here.
Longino,
Here.
Spinks.
Here. Can I have a motion to excuse the mayor? Selby? Second, Frank? Call a roll.
Salvi,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Longino,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes. Approval of meetings. Have a motion to approve the minutes for the work session. Oh, excuse me, can I? Yes, I need a motion. I'm new at this. This is only second time. The mayor messes up too, so. Okay, can I have a motion to approve or to table the approval of the minutes of the public hearing on June 6, 2025? Motion? By Fluharty? Second by Asbury? Roll call?
Salvi,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Longino,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes. Now can I have approval of the minutes of the work session of August 4th, 2025? Asbury? Second. Salvi? Roll call.
Salvi,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Longino,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes. And can I have approval of the minutes of the regular meeting of August 4th, 2025? Asbury? Second by Fluharty. Roll call.
Salvi,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Longino,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes. Okay. No presentations tonight, so we're gonna go on to the old business. Yes, please.
Ordinance number 059-25, an ordinance amending ordinance number 044-24 concerning section 911.01 water rates of the codified ordinances of the city of Bedford as related to the water rates and declaring an emergency. This was on first reading in August, and I believe it is council's intention to place this on second reading tonight.
Motion to place on second reading by Asbury. Second by Longino. I won't ever make fun of the mayor ever again about having messing up here. It's a lot to do. Okay, we have, roll call.
Salvi,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Longino,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Ordinance number 060-25, being an ordinance amending ordinance number 050-24 concerning section 913.02 sewer rates of the codified ordinances of the city of Bedford as related to sewer rates and declaring an emergency. Again, this was on first reading in August, and it is council's intention to place it on second reading, I believe, this evening.
Motion to put on second reading by Fluharty, second by Salvi. Roll call, please.
Salvi,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Longino,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Ordinance number 061-25, an ordinance amending ordinance number 043-24, codified ordinance 911.03, rate reduction for disabled persons and senior citizens for water and sewer discounts and declaring an emergency. And again, this was on first reading in August, and I believe it is council's intention to place this on second reading tonight.
Mike, did you have any comments about?
I was gonna, when you
were
guys
gonna
are.
get in? Okay. Can I have a motion for a second vote? Fluharty? Excuse me. Asbury, I got your name wrong.
Again.
Well, must not like it. Second. Longino. Clerk call the roll. Okay, Mike, have you speak on it?
Just real quickly on these items, we do these every year, and it is setting the rates for, obviously, as you've heard, the water and sewer, as well as the calculations for the discounts for senior citizens and disabled persons. The water rate increase is approximately 3.63%, and that is basically what Cleveland Water is putting on us being a master meter community. So they adjust their rates, and if they impose any increases, we're made aware of. That is the increase that is being put on us, and we're merely putting that through as the increase. There is nothing on top of that. The city is not increasing it beyond that to subsidize any of our operations. It's merely the increase that we're going to be feeling from Cleveland Water. The sewer rates, minimum sewer bill that's typically $31 a month will be going up to about $34 a month, so it's approximately a 10% increase. And that is we're looking ahead at some of these large-scale projects that we're gonna be undertaking at the wastewater treatment facility, following our negotiations with the Ohio EPA. And those negotiations continue to be ongoing. We hope to have some type of resolution by the fourth quarter of this year. But one of the things we don't want to do is come to the public in 2 years or 3 years with a 40 or 50% increase. We need to start building that up, building our capacity to borrow as we look to undertake some of these large-scale projects.
Roll call?
Selby,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Longino,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes. Now come to reports, city manager.
A few items tonight, just some friendly reminders. We do have our upcoming Shred Day as well as the community garage sale that's scheduled for September 13th. Our Shred Day will be right out here in the municipal parking lot. If you're interested in participating with the community garage sale, please contact the building department. Your address can get included in the main list that'll be distributed. Or if you just want to get that list right beforehand so you can go around and see what people are trying to get rid of, contact the building department. Want to mention that the land bank is starting construction this week on a new home build on Talbot. That used to be an abandoned property there. Through a demo grant, the city acquired it and tore it down, and the land bank is going to be constructing a new home there. This was initially slated to start last year, but it was delayed with their bidding process, but that is underway. I'm also happy to mention that the land bank has a contractor that is on site this week, will be on site this week to begin the asbestos abatement at 97 Northfield. And that is a old vacant building that sat empty for well over a decade. It was prior to the city and the land bank getting involved. I believe their outstanding tax bill was over $100,000. So it'll be good to finally get that property cleaned up. The city will be owning that, and then we'll be looking to liquidate that parcel once it is cleaned up. Want to commend staff in our Parks and Recreation Department. Couple items. One, we finished out a number of our large-scale projects this year, programs. Our summer day camp last weekend was the last weekend of the municipal pool. A lot of activity down at the community center, and it went off without a hitch. Our offices, my office in particular, has received very minimal, if any, to be honest with you, complaints regarding those programs. And there's a lot that goes into running a municipal pool lessons. We brought back the swim team, learn to swim. There's a lot that happened there. And, you know, it doesn't go without a lot of hard work. So I want to give them credit where credit's due. I also am happy to announce that the staff had submitted a CSSP grant through Cuyahoga County. We were previously awarded that grant the last 2 cycles. It's a multi-year grant cycle, and we were awarded over $200 and some thousand, approximately $100,000 annually that the department is going to be able to put towards adult programming, meals, subsidized transportation, a whole slew of things. So what we've been accustomed to seeing and seeing the department grow, we hope that's going to continue with this funding through the county. So shout out to that group that was involved in that, a lot of hard work. I also want to mention, Councilman Fluharty, there is a slight leak, and I know you're familiar with it, on the curb lane of Northfield Road. That is not a leak on the city of Bedford's water system. It is actually a leak on Cleveland, one of their main lines. Cleveland has been notified actually for a couple months. We sent a friendly email correspondence again last week, looking when they're going to be out to address that. So hopefully it'll be sooner than later. I'd like to mention that the State of the City, that event and presentation is scheduled for September 16th, and that'll be held at noon down at the Ellenwood Community Center. Those wishing to attend, you can get tickets. There's lunch that's available. That information can be found on our website, or if you're just looking to attend and listen to the presentation, all's welcome. It'll also be streamed, and you'll be able to watch it online. And last thing I just want to share, we've had a number of visitors in town over the last couple weeks. Restaurant and Hospitality Alliance was out in town looking at available parcels, looking at properties. Very impressed with the historic district and what Bedford has to offer. And most recently, we had land bank officials out, and they toured the hospital site as we move towards seeing the majority of that space get demolished. And that is primarily the center section. Okay, the medical office building will remain. It will be occupied. University Hospital is in there, and there's doctors in there. The outpatient surgery center, there's significant interest in that. We're kind of trying to assess to see what the best use would be long term. But the reality is that center section, especially the area that's almost 100 years old, and the section that was damaged in the flood, that's going to need to come down. And we're working with the land bank to discuss those processes. I will say, and just a reminder, the city was awarded, we were the #2 project coming out of Northeast Ohio, and we were awarded $2.5 million to cover all of that. So our goal is, it is not going to cost taxpayers money to do this. Any match or any component of that would come out of the settlement that we've reached, the monetary piece that University Hospital paid Bedford, which was $2.1 million. So we're using those tools to try to get this to a space that can be redeveloped. We are very cognizant of some of the historical components of that building, the entranceway, the flag and the plaques that were donated from, I believe, a ladies' guild years ago. Our discussions on demolition is to, if we get to that point, we're going to maintain that. Will it be a courtyard? Will we maintain that archway of the original hospital? We're discussing that, and I just am sharing that because I want the public to know, we understand the historical significance of that space and those that came before us, and we're going to try to preserve that as much as possible. End of report.
And our law director is not here tonight, and our finance director is not here tonight. So council reports, I'm gonna go first because I can. I just want to touch bases on, when I'm out and about, and I always have people, when I talk to my residents and stuff, I had a resident of mine just last week said, well, thanks Sandy for this and that, and you always talk about picking up trash and encouraging other people to pick up trash, and talk about the deer, and you talk about this and that, but you never talk about crime in Bedford. Well, the reason why I don't talk about crime, about council shouldn't, because we have Mr. Malice, and when something goes on, like anything that happens big in town, Mike is very good about responding to that. Mike, do you want to kind of collaborate on that, just like the last incident that we had?
Sure. Obviously from, things that we can release and what we can share and what we can't, my office, either myself, makes council aware immediately. If it's a crime, if it's a road closure, if it's a major water leak, whatever that is, city council is notified through group messaging. We do that. I like to touch on too, on a wider lens. You look at some of the data, I think I shared some of that during the last State of the City, different things that have areas, on the wider lens, instead of, oh, what happened this weekend? No, what happened over the course of the year? If it's, I think I touched on your more popular ones, like what are assaults or burglaries or car thefts, and you could see things fluctuating. And we've done a very good job on a number of them, and that was detailed during the last State of the City, and I intend to do the same thing this year. One area that I shared during, I think, the last State of the City, I think it was the last one, not 2 years ago, was the influx of vehicle thefts, like everywhere. And that's not unique to Bedford. That's an issue across Cuyahoga County and beyond. And there's a direct correlation of, and I'm not blaming this on any one city or anyone else, but, you know, for instance, the city of Cleveland, they disbanded their auto theft unit. They disbanded other units. And I'm a firm believer that if criminals know what they can get away with and what they can't, and if there's no consequences, well, they're gonna keep on doing it. And, you know, we did see a little bit of a spike. Actually, I think the spike was 2 years ago. Last year, it had since come down. And I wanna commend some of the regional task forces that were put into place. And our guys did a tremendous job. There were a number of large rings, auto theft rings, that were apprehended, and that played a part of it. But, you know, my office shares everything as much as we can with city council, and, you know, the things that we don't, or if we don't get into specifics, I know they understand it's because we simply can't.
And the thing is, you know, does our city have a problem? Yes, it does. But it's doing things like that you can do yourself. You know, lock your doors, lock your car doors. Don't leave we get that every once in a while with a little spree, and they'll say, oh, my car got broken into. Well, actually, their car did not get broken into. They left it open, left their wallet in the car. So it's a crime of opportunity. So just being proactive on stuff like that. And just the biggest thing, if you have a question, make sure Mike is always available and stuff. I hate when I hear, you know, scare tactics and stuff, so don't always believe what you read on Facebook and stuff, and always ask. And as far as council making Bedford safer, we do as a whole. Not one single one of us can say, oh, we're gonna make Bedford safer. We do that as a group by voting in to get more police officers, like we're doing now. It's a teamwork on doing that. We can't fire, we can't hire, we can't be Superman and make Bedford safer. We do that by doing it as a group. One more thing that I had was they're also talking about information that you get on Facebook that you see and everything. Again, this guy is like, he's awesome. I'm gonna brag and put you on the spot. But Mike does a very good job at running our city and things like that. There was recent, and sometimes social media is good, but social media can also be bad. There was an article, and I hate when someone does scare tactics on getting, you know, people riled up about, oh, this is gonna happen, or that's gonna happen, and then it's not gonna happen. Recently, there was an article about our dispatch center was shutting down. Mike, I'm gonna have you touch on that very briefly, keep it short.
Currently, the dispatch center is not, it is still operational in Bedford. So those of you that are familiar with Chagrin Valley Dispatch, they have 3 locations. A location in Bedford, the Heights Hillcrest area, and then Brecksville Broadview Heights. They did put together a team to look to consolidate from an operational standpoint. They need to get under one roof per se and have everything in one central location. They had looked at, I believe, 5 locations. They had narrowed it down. They actually were, a vote was scheduled to take place at their recent Council of Governments meeting in August. And that vote, actually the recommendation was to look at a site outside of Bedford. I had requested that that matter be tabled. I think from a financial standpoint, I think Bedford could make a very strong package that would be more of a cost savings than that relocation. And the body, you know, through the vote, they granted that matter to be tabled. So as of today, they're not leaving Bedford. There's a chance that they could, but as of today, they're not. And we're going to be submitting a formal proposal to that entity for their review in the coming weeks.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for making my report a little easy. Mr. Salvi.
Thank you. Good evening. I hope everyone had a chance to enjoy your summer and the exceptional weather we had this Labor Day weekend. Now that it is September, Council will once again return to its usual twice-a-month meeting schedule. resident visits and calls. Since the August 4th council meeting, I visited Ward 2 residents as well as responded to resident phone inquiries. Example of inquiries and complaints include wrong-way drivers on Darlington, student littering, speeding, and drivers not stopping at stop signs. Since Bedford High School is in Ward 2, some residents have requested more visibility of the Bedford Police Department and ordinance enforcement, especially during the hours where students are arriving and leaving school. I can personally confirm issues of wrong-way drivers, speeding, and littering in the area, which has been an ongoing issue. Residents are especially concerned that young children in the neighborhood will be injured or killed by wrong-way drivers or speeding vehicles ignoring traffic signals. Calls from outside Bedford. Over the past year and a half, I've received a few calls from help outside the city of Bedford. This past week, I got an emergency request for help from a mother living in Orrville, Ohio, very worried about her hospitalized son who lives in an apartment in Bedford. She was afraid her son would be evicted for failing to pay September's rent and lose his housing while hospitalized. She thanked me for returning her call, and luckily the landlord understood her son's predicament and put the mother's mind at ease by assuring her that her son wouldn't be evicted. This gives you an idea of how many different types of calls that we get. Washington, D.C., later this month I will be on Capitol Hill and visiting the Department of Justice. If you need to reach me, please leave a voicemail and I will return your call as soon as possible. Cuyahoga County Planning Commission, the updating of Bedford's master plan. Last Friday I met and spoke with Alex Long, Principal Planner with the Cuyahoga County Planning Commission. Alex is working on Bedford's master plan, which was last updated in 2007, according to the Commission's website. Alex lives with her husband in Walton Hills, and I think it is very helpful that she lives in the area. From our discussion, I was pleased that she demonstrated a real liking and appreciation for our community. I look forward to participating in the master plan update phase process and reviewing the final findings. I would especially encourage long-term residents and business owners to participate in the process because long-timers have the deepest roots and knowledge about the city and its long history. Mike, do you have a copy of the 2007 plan that you can share with the council?
Yep, I can send that over. At one point it was on our website. We had the project, the last time we did it in 2007, 2008, it actually cost, it was around $70,000 that the city had paid. And the Planning Commission in Cuyahoga County, they understood, and just a quick recap, they understood the cost, and a lot of cities weren't doing it because of the cost. They had a program where you could apply for a grant and they would fund the majority of it. We were ineligible because they wouldn't allow anybody to apply for that grant if your plan was updated within 10 years. Well, when ours became past that 10 years, they actually disbanded that grant program. They just recently updated it a few years ago and we are taking advantage of it. So I will provide, I'll share the old master plan with everyone. If it's still not online, I'll have it printed out and we'll include it in a memo. And then there'll be information at the state of the city, but look for information that'll be going out in mailers. They want to hear from the public, as we do. You know, it should be everybody's input on things they want to, what we want to see. And that's important as we look to plan for the years to come.
Thank you. 998 Archer Road water pipe break. Mike, I visited this Archer Road water line repair site last week. Has the leak been permanently repaired and the remaining work to be done is basically surface repair to the roadway?
Yeah, the water repair was completed, but they have the restoration work to do. I don't have a timeline on that yet.
Okay, thank you. Bedford wastewater treatment plant. Mike, have you been able to tentatively schedule a date for the City Council wastewater treatment plant tour?
We'll be looking at early October, and I'll have that out to you soon.
Thank you. Taft Park. I had one resident report an overnight RV at the park on one occasion a week or two ago. My night checks in the park over the past month have found the parking lot and playground empty of after-hour trespassers. This is a significant improvement over last year, in which I too often had to have the Bedford Police Department cite or ask after-hour trespassers to leave the park. I've also noticed that over the past several months, fewer to or no beer or liquor containers on the property. I've also found no other drug paraphernalia over the past 6 months. This is another good sign that Taft Park is returning to its roots as a family-friendly recreational asset, not a place to go to get drunk or high. I encourage neighborhood parents and grandparents to visit the park with your children and grandchildren during open hours so they can enjoy playing on the new playground equipment. The new swing set is expected to be installed sometime this fall, according to the Parks and Recreation Department. If you do see any suspect activities at the park, please notify the police first and then notify me. And I would like to thank the Parks and Recreation Department for really support and upgrading the facilities at Taft Park. The baseball field is once again looking like a baseball infield and not a field of dandelions. The home plate area needs dirt and grading so rainwater doesn't heavily pond around home plate in the backstop area. While the ball field is not ready to play baseball game, the field is in sufficient shape for parents to play catch with their children, practice hitting or fielding ground balls or fly balls. If your kids don't have gloves, bats, and balls, consider putting those items on this year's Christmas list so they are able to play next spring at Taft Park. Bay Market 506 Northfield. I attended the August 11th Bedford Municipal Court hearing regarding the property owner's ongoing citations regarding exterior property issues. To date, many of the most serious exterior issues have not been resolved. The defendant to date has not even removed graffiti from a door after having several months to complete what should take a 10-minute paint job. The next hearing is scheduled for September 15th, 2025. I would encourage the city to ask the court not to allow another continuance but proceed to trial based on the yet completed repairs related to the exterior property violations. The property owner has had sufficient time to comply and correct the violations, but has failed to do so. What minor work that has been done is too little, too late. I will ask the law director and the city prosecutor if there are any due process issues or fairness issues that necessitate the city agree to another continuance rather than request that this case proceed to trial. Thank you, end of report.
Mr. Fluharty.
Mike, when you schedule that tour, make sure it's one of my 3 days of playing golf. Or make sure it's at least 40 degrees, I don't want to smell the place. Building the garage sale weekend, September 13th, what's the hours on that, Mike? Do you have an hours on that?
9 to 4.
9 to 4?
And the shred day is 9 to 12.
Also, I don't know if you've had any talk or calls or anything, but this summer with these kids with these motorbikes going up and down the middle of the street, now these things go pretty fast and they're not licensed to be in the middle of the street. We also have scooters now going 15, 20 miles an hour. And you got an 8, 9-year-old on this scooter going down the middle of the street. There's got to be some kind of safety thing. We need to have the PD or something to have a meeting and put some rules together for these kids, because it's getting out of hand, and at least in my area. And they belong on the sidewalk, at least the scooters, because they don't have helmets on, they don't have anything on. Somebody's gonna get hurt. I'm surprised somebody hasn't yet. But it's getting to that point where they're finding these vehicles that go this fast. If that's a new thing, I don't know. But they're just, I mean, they go flying with these things. And I just think that's an accident waiting to happen. And some some lady's gonna pull out of her driveway or anybody and hit one of these kids and be at fault, and they shouldn't be. And, so I think we need to start addressing some of these, vehicles and make some rules for these kids and get them off the streets or whatever, or make sure they're along the curb. I don't know what else you can do, but they go right down the middle of the street. They're like they're a car, and, something's gonna happen. So I've been seeing that all summer, and I've been forgetting to bring that up to you when it just hit me as I was sitting here. So, that's all I got today in the report.
Mr. Smith?
Good evening. The only thing I have is, I was approached by a couple of residents in my ward talking about the streets being repaired. Glendale is now under construction from Turney all the way to Satin Circle, and had some residents on Satin Circle say, well, why aren't they doing Satin Circle? We had mentioned earlier in the year and last year that to do streets today, we could, a few years ago, we could take the money and do 3 streets. Today, we can only do 1 street or 2 streets, and I think Palmetto is under construction right now too, so we're doing like 2 or 3 streets in the city right now. There's not enough money. Usually, this money comes from grants. We've applied for all the grants that come up. We have the money and we are spending it on those streets that really need it. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Mike, I think that the streets, the way that gets determined is the service department actually goes out and scores the streets and tells us which streets that need to be done. And so that's what's happening now. The streets that are being done, service department went out, looked at the streets, evaluated, and said, these are the ones. With that, once again, good evening. Glad to see you guys in the report.
Mr. Asbury?
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Just to stay on that topic, the road resurfacing, same company's doing it. I noticed they were doing the Palmetto area today when I came home from work. Are they like doing 1 phase on Glendale, 1 phase going back and forth? Because they don't have 2 full crews out, right?
Yeah, the reason the Glendale one, they did the initial, there's a number of areas that need base repairs. And then we've also identified, that I mentioned, I may not have mentioned, if I didn't, I apologize. There were 2 different catch basins that were completely failed. So we want to get those repaired and replaced before they come back and do the final work. So that's why I think they pulled off of that one, and we're focusing on Palmetto. We need to rebuild those catch basins completely, and then they'll be working on some of those base layer repairs before they get back over to West Glendale. But I think it's, the contract, I believe, gives them until mid-October. I don't think it's gonna get that, it won't be that long.
Drive slowly over there so you don't pop your tires because those castings are raised, and it's, there's a nice little gap when you go from the street where they took it down onto the side streets. Chipper service this week, hopefully you got on the list. If you didn't, the next is October 6th, and that will be the last of the year. So make sure you call the service department, get on the list. Garage sale shred day are already gone over. I'm gonna give you a list, Mike, of a couple commercial properties and some rentals that need somebody to take care of their bushes and weeds. Police department, I'd like to congratulate Deputy Chief Rick Sutz on his retirement today after 34 years of service to the city of Bedford. Those of you that know him, he's a really good guy. Bomb squad, SWAT team, social media guru, funny man, selfie taker, just an all-around great guy. So congratulations, Rick, on your retirement. Enjoy it. With that, Lieutenant Paul Kellerman moves up to Deputy Chief. Congratulations, Paul. Sergeant John Lobenthal moves up to Lieutenant, and Sergeant David Kemsky moves to Lieutenant. Now there's going to be some more movement. Actually, I think there were some swearings in today. That'll be at council at the next meeting or October?
It'll be the October meeting, the first meeting in October. I believe that's October 2nd, possibly. Don't hold me to that.
So we'll have more announcements at that time of the sergeants, the new sergeants that were promoted. So congratulations to all, and just know we're in good hands. Bedford Police Department does a great job. Thank you, end of report.
Mr. Legino is gonna say I saved the best for last.
Of course
So,
I will.
Mr. Legino.
Thank you, Madam Vice Mayor. First of all, I want to thank Mike. I gave him a call. It didn't feel right calling him, but he always calls me back if I text him or answer his phone. Some days he's going to probably get to a point where he doesn't, but so far he has. I'm saying that because we talked about police issues and things that you see out there that happen sometimes, or are wondering or curious what's going on. I get those calls. Please feel free to call me if you're in my ward, or if not in my ward. I'll probably tell you to call your own councilman, but we'll get it figured out. But he got right on it, and we talked about Deputy Chief Sutz. He was great about that. I used to bug him, and he used to always say, his reply was, nobody told you to run for a councilman. So that's what he always said when I called him up to tell him, when I told him I had an issue or asked him to look into something for me. He was always right on it, just as Mike has always been. So I guess when the new deputy chief, next month when I talk to him, I'm gonna say, come on, man, I guess you're gonna have to start being the person I call when I had those issues. But contact me. I used to answer my phone all the time, but I stopped doing that because I don't know about you, but lately I get so many spam calls that I just don't answer my phone anymore. So if you call me, leave a message, and I promise I'll call you back. As my mentor, Sandy, told me, return your calls, return your calls, return your calls, and I always return my calls. So if you call me, I'm gonna return the calls. I normally never touch on rumors because we know about rumors, but I just wanted to clear some stuff up. One of the things that's been going on is people are still saying that we're about to break ground for a prison. We're not breaking ground in a prison. It's a youth detention center. And they keep talking about how we're gonna have these correction center. But they keep saying we're gonna have this prison, this youth prison. It's not a youth prison. I mean, basically what you're talking about is, kids, like I said, they probably deserve to be there, and they deserve to try to get on the straight and narrow. And that's what this center is gonna be about, to making sure that they don't end up in a prison. That's what we wanted. That's what we wanted to happen. We wanted to turn around. But there's several cases out there where people started in those systems, and then they turned out to be great adults and pillar of societies. And there's always going to be some that fall through the cracks, and things happen, and they are going to end up in the system, in the prison system. And that's just life. That's just how things go. But we wanted to just be as successful. The rumors is that people are going to be able to stop it. It's not going to be stopped. We couldn't stop it. If we wanted to. We didn't try to, but it was bigger than us. But there's people out there that saying they're gonna stop it and making promises. That's not a promise that anybody should make and anybody should listen to, because they're not gonna be able to stop it. Those things are gonna happen. I mean, it's gonna happen. It's happening. So I just wanted to put that out there. And like I said, I normally don't like to touch on rumors or even, address rumors, but just to get it out there to let people know that it's not a prison and it is gonna happen. And no matter what somebody says, they're not gonna stop it. So, with that, I yield my time.
One more thing before we go on to new business. Also, when residents call, most of them, they have my direct number and stuff, but still they'll call up to City Hall, and it gives you a prompt if you've ever called up here for city manager, push this, for this and that, and then council. Well, a lot of times, they'll just stop at council 1 and call me, and it won't be by residents or something. But when you call on a blocked number, or you call an unknown number, and you don't leave me your name, or anybody else up here, leave us your name or your number. They did leave a straight address, so I believe that was, I think it was, what was it, Mapletown, or, no? Mapleton, so, Jeff or Frank, I think that's yours, Jeff? Yeah. So Mike took it over, I sent them, so if you call an unknown number and don't leave us a number, we don't have a way to call you back, but I was lucky enough to be able to send that message to Mike. So leave your name and number. All right, let's go on to new business.
A motion to accept the August 17th, 2025 Tax Incentive Review Committee's recommendation to continue the tax incentives with Penske Audi of Bedford and Quay Inc. Mazda of Bedford.
May I have a motion? By Fluharty, second by Salvi. Roll call?
Selby,
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Longino?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
And real quick, that was just, every year the city is required, we're members of they call it the Turk Committee. City has representation, the school board has representation, and the county has representation. And we review each of the applicants that are currently receiving tax abatement incentives within the county. Currently, we simply had to review 2. Next year, there'll be actually a total of 6. But what is reviewed is, are they in compliance? Did they do what they said they were gonna do in their initial application to city council? Did they create the number of jobs that they said they would? And then that committee votes to make a recommendation, and they can either continue the incentive, they can modify the incentive, or they can terminate the incentive. And that committee, when they met in August, recommended that both of those incentives be continued, which is what council just agreed upon. Second item, motion to accept the planning commission's decision to approve, I apologize if I pronounce your name wrong, sir, I'm sorry. To approve Arnad Kabor of Sheba Hair and Beauty to open a hair and beauty salon in the HD Historical Downtown District located at 631 Broadway Avenue in Bedford, Ohio. I do want a point of clarification, that address, it's not the actual address. The address that you're looking to open is actually further up Columbus. It's that same building, that's why that address is referenced, but the location is on Columbus, almost directly across from Burger King. So if I could have that motion, the planning commission did recommend the matter be approved.
Do we have any questions?
Do you know the exact address on Columbus?
The exact address, no, I know it's Unit 10 on that building.
So it's-
And it's right across from the.
Okay.
All
right, thank you.
Have a motion? Asbury, second by Longino. Call the roll?
Salvi?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Longino?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Next item, a motion, can I have a motion to accept the planning commission's decision to approve Alan Borofsky to open an auto body repair shop located at 871 Broadway in Bedford, Ohio. And this is currently the dry cleaning business located at the corner of Union and Broadway. And again, the planning commission unanimously recommended this item for approval. And the applicant is here if anybody had a question.
Anybody have a question?
Come on, somebody. I'm waiting.
I got a question.
Okay.
I know probably know the answer, but you have a big location, in Maple Heights, and to shrink into that building,
I'm retiring.
Okay.
When I left Bedford 20 years ago, I had 18 employees, went down to 15, COVID hit.
Sir, can I have you come up to the microphone
No, Mike, I'm sorry.
and just tell us who you
I'm
are?
down to 5 guys, and I just want to go down to like 2 guys. I'm just retiring. I want to work another 5, 8 more years. I'm just doing like roadsters and appointments only. Like it says, right now I do $1.5 million. I want to sure you down like $500,000. I just it's going to be 8, 10 car comfortably. Modern paint booth, overspray for the neighbors or anything. It's all waterborne products and everything. Everything's changed. And I try to stay within the EPA laws and regulations. And the fire department, they know me. I'm pretty straight up with everybody.
I just wondered, I said, man, shrinking, man.
It's too much. Question about the water. Is there water runoff? Is there water runoff?
Water runoff.
Yeah, you mentioned that they're raising the water, the sewers and everything.
Oh, no,
guys have
the
water?
rates, so we're, unlike, if you were in Maple Heights, like, we have our own water department, so
Yeah.
we're a master meter community. So
Okay.
we purchase water from the city of Cleveland, and then we maintain and operate our entire system, so water and sewer bills, that'll come from the city of Bedford.
Okay, but you don't have water runoff. Like right now I pay water runoff.
You're paying a stormwater management fee.
Yes, four bills.
Yes.
Crazy.
We do not have a stormwater management fee as of now, but the Cuyahoga County,
You're thinking.
and I'm not proposing it, let's not start that rumor. A lot of communities
Yeah.
do have that, and it is, yes, it's a hot topic.
Okay, yeah, okay, thank you.
Have a motion? Salvi, second by Fluharty. Clerk call the roll.
Salvi,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Longino,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Next item, ordinance number 063-25, an ordinance amending ordinance number 062-24, making additional appropriations for current expenditures of the city of Bedford, Ohio during the year 2025 and declaring an emergency.
Can I have a motion for suspicion by Asbury, second by Longino? Roll call?
Salvi,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Longino,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes. Can I have a motion for third and final? Fluharty, second by Salvi. Roll call? Oh, Mike, would you like to
Yeah,
discuss
real
this
quickly,
before
I'll
we do
just
this?
touch on this. Again, this is an appropriation ordinance. We are moving some funds around. We are transferring approximately $80,000 out of the city manager budget, moving that over as well as funds from the law department. There will be funds transferred into our capital improvements to cover some of the projects that we recently completed. We had our water line replacement project that took place in the fire department. We've also had a number of projects taking place at the Ellenwood Center, all of that coming out of our capital improvement fund. We've also had a couple of grants, a CO grant, and some unforfeited funds that we had to account for.
Clerk call the roll.
Salvi,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Longino,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes. Okay, now we'll come to that time hearing of the citizens. Please state your name and address for the record. Don't tell me out of all these people out here, nobody's got something to say. Come on, Bob.
Barbara McDaniel, 186 Center Road. Well, 3 strikes and out. But I'll tell you, it was not a professional job. I was gone a half hour this morning. 2 good old boys were hacking up those big chunks that can't be picked up by our grinder because they're way too big. I had to tell them to haul a big limb out of my hedges. Oh, you want that? Yeah, I want that out. It's leaning in my driveway. And I said, what about that tree? Oh, there's nothing wrong with that tree. I said, it looks like a stalk of broccoli. It's leaning south and it's gonna go on Innis. Mark my words, when it goes, it's gonna be spectacular. It's gonna take out utility poles and wires.
Yeah,
I'm done.
well, I can tell you, they hadn't, I believe it was till the end of last week, and they were to be cited, and they're gonna be cited.
They left a mess too.
I
They
wish
went
we
right-
could
they
have cleaned it
didn't
up.
clean-
I know.
I
I'm
mean,
not disagreeing with you.
but I at least can see down the street a little bit now. But it just, I think it spoiled everybody's summer. And I got tired of hearing it when I went to church, the grocery store. What's with the, so. But thank you for all your letters. Apparently something happened. I think they live in China, though, those people live in it. But thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyone else? All right, I'm calling it. Nobody else is coming up. Okay. Can I have a motion to adjourn? Made by Salvi, second by Fluharty. Call the roll?
Salvi,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Longino,
Yes.
Cochee, or Spinks.
Yes, and thank y'all for coming out.
Just wanted to hear.
I think that's the shortest meeting we've had in a long time.